The mutant war comes to an end, Nana Shimura's actions still echo in the present, and Kurogiri, the Nomu formerly known as Shirakumo, responds to... Let's talk about all of this and more as we dive right into the newest chapter of My Hero Academia. So My Hero Academia Chapter 373 is finally out. And with it, we not only get to see the end of the Heteromorph War, but we also get to see Present Mic and Spinner's battle for Shirakumo's soul, as well as the result. Will he be Shirakumo, or will he be Kurogiri? Who knows? I know. But before I begin, don't forget to Detroit smash that like button and slide on into that subscribe button's DMs to hit that notification bell. And now, without further ado, let's jump right into My Hero Academia Chapter 373, titled Friends. This chapter opens up exactly where the last chapter left off, with Spinner and Present Mic inside Central Hospital, both shouting at Shirakumo, or Kurogiri, depending on who you ask, to wake up, as Shoji and Koda are left outside still dealing with an army of mutants who are now questioning their entire reasoning for being there. The first images of this chapter we see is of Shoji and Koda, amongst a crowd of mutants trying to ease them down and get them to stop fighting. Koda has the Mantis Preacher fully pinned down with the help of his birds, and Shoji is about to be hit in the back of the head by a hammerhead shark man with an inanimate object. Safe to say these two are doing their job to varying degrees. But luckily for Shoji, before his newly revealed face gets bashed in, another pigman mutant desperately stops the Sharkman, leaving all of the nearby mutants in shock. Now, to note, this is the same pigman who stopped following Spinner upon seeing the doctors defend their patients in the previous chapter. In seeing some of the heteromorphs stop their advances, the Mantis Preacher cries out to not let the heroes intimidate them, and to continue following their leader's orders to strike back against the society that has treated them so harshly. However, the pigman then shouts back, albeit in a frightened voice, that he's really thought about why they're fighting. And while yes, he has been discriminated against and beaten for just being different, yes, just the thought of all the times he has been abused for being different makes him rage, and yes, when he heard the call to action, he was excited to jump behind a cause that fights for his rights and actually has a leader, he just can't justify harming innocent people for his cause. And it's interesting to note that as he finishes his speech, he thinks about how Shoji said there must be a better way, while Spinner didn't care about the casualties. In hearing this, the Mantis Preacher realizes that Shoji's words got through to the mutants, and has broken the villain's hold on them that thrived purely on the mutants' rage and emotions rather than logic. As he calls out, "Stop that right now, don't be rational." Basically, the villains abused the mutants' emotions to get them to fight, while the heroes helping them think logically made them stop. And stop they do, as the entire mutant army, with the exception of a few who were already members of the League before the call to action, stop fighting. The pigman and multiple other mutants amongst the crowd then start to break down, realizing what they have done, and claim they should have just stayed quiet in their shelters and left things as they were. But Shoji, who also has tears in his eyes, announces that the reason for them all gathering together and fighting today wasn't wrong, and that them fighting wasn't a waste, as the fact that even after all of the abuse and hate they have suffered, they still got up and fought. And not only that, but they didn't let that abuse stop them from thinking about what was right, drawing the line at hurting innocents. And finally, Shoji lets them know that if anything, today the mutants showed, despite living in the shadows of society, they too shine just as brightly as anyone else. And now that they have shown this, they can all work together and use their passion to create a world where they will be treated just like everyone else. And as Shoji says this, we get this image of the once raging and violent crowd standing quietly in the city streets. But with this battle over, it's immediately on to the next, as Rocklock calls for all the heroes' reinforcements to move out to the hospital. And to the hospital is where our story takes us, as we return to Spinner and Present Mic with Shirakuro, that's what I'm calling him now, where we learn that in the last chapter, when Present Mic shouted out Shirakumo's name, he also activated his quirk, blasting back Spinner and shattering the recording device which held Spinner's message to wake up Kurogiri. You had one job, Spinner. After being hit by Present Mic's attack, Spinner crumples to the floor and begins to revert back down to his original body, all although internally we can see his mind is still shattered as he thinks in broken and improper English to himself how, while he thought all he wanted was to have people follow him and to be a someone, he realizes now that that was never the case. And in actuality, all he ever really wanted to do was to keep up with and follow his friend Shigaraki. As he looks out in front of him, past a broken recording device to the burnt up hand of Nana Shimura, the very same hand he used to resurrect Shiggy at the end of the Paranormal Liberation War. Okay, seriously, did the League just let Spinner carry around a decaying hand with him everywhere? Like, it's been months. That shit's gotta be moldy or something, right? But anyway, Present Mike, in realizing Spinner has stopped moving, rushes towards Shirakuro, and as he prepares to shout at him, he thinks about how he's going to tell the Nomu in front of him that Aizawa has already lost so much, such as his eye and leg, so please don't make him lose the few good memories of them he has left. Informing the Nomu that if he is not Shirakumo, he wants him to just disappear and remain as a memory. Basically, Present Mike is preparing to tell Shirakuro that if he is not Shirakumo, he should just die. That's pretty intense. But in a shocking twist, before Present Mike can get any of this out, Spinner, in a miraculous moment, while thinking about Shigaraki, manages to rush forward and place the hand that once resurrected Shiggy on Kurogiri's face, calling out, "Let's save Shigaraki and the others," leaving the only words to come out of Present Mike's mouth a desperate Shirakumo. And with this, chapter 373 comes to an end, as Shirakuro rises from his seat, now with more of Shirakumo's original body visible underneath all of the smoke, holding on to Nana Shimura's hand as he announces, "I am," using the word ore in Japanese, which is the first person pronoun Shirakumo uses, "the one who protects Shigaraki." And the text reads, "Kurogiri joins the battle." We were so close! Overall, this was an alright chapter. Not gonna lie, the 2 weeks wait got me super hyped, expecting some big showdown, but to be honest, the beginning was more wholesome than anything. I mean, the whole mutant people all gathering together for good was a lovely message with good morals, and it's nice to see the happy resolution. Although a part of me was hoping for more chaos, just for entertainment purposes. The big question of this chapter was, who was Kurogiri going to respond to? And we got our answer, Spinner. Although it is very important to note that it looks like Shirakumo is fighting back in there more than ever, with his body becoming more visible. I feel like they're gonna set it up where Kurogiri will teleport to Shiggy and the others, and Aizawa will see the face of his old friend help the man who is trying to kill his kids. You know, just because Horikoshi loves to torture our favorite single dad of 21. But let me know what you think of this chapter. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment what you think is going to happen next. For more My Hero content, subscribe to the Lunchtime crew. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Plus Ultra.